Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Good morning, everyone. Blessed High Rising. My name is Dr. Steele. I am your host today for Morning Flow. This is how we start our day, intentionally designed to stay in flow. So, it's a little technique that I've learned over the years because for so long, being a doctor and helping people and being in the helping world, I was always giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. And so this practice really allowed me to not be in that reactive survival mode, but much rather really start my day more proactively and more focused on me. And so it allowed me to be more just aware, more present, more conscious, more in my zone. So hello, solo. So that's why I wanted to share Morning Flow with you, because it's just very simple. And so many people literally just wake up and fall out of bed and start their day without any intention, without any consciousness, without any presence. And they wonder why they kind of get into all these things, right? So we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to be in flow. So we're going to start the day with movement. And so we'll do 15 minutes of it and we'll begin now. So go ahead and shrug your shoulders up and down. Nice and gentle. Inhale. Hey, Tata Kisses. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Very good. Let's go really backwards with our shoulder roll now. Feels so good. Just woken up, and I'm a side sleeper, so my shoulders always get a little banged up. All right, right arm up, nice and straight. Big inhale up. Imagine that there is a string pulling you up, 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 right? Nice and long on the side. Very good. And exhale down, left side, up. Nice and straight, nice long line. Feel that line. Very good, very good. Awesome. Back to center. Right arm up. And then we're going to go ahead and mermaid over on the exhale. Mermaid over. Still feeling all of that contraction, or stretching rather. Back to center. All right. Left side up. Right. Nice and tall. Then swan dive over. Very good. Big inhale. Nice and stretch. Open, 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 open. And exhale down. All right, awesome. Big inhale up. You're doing good. Exhale, cactus arms down. We're not even getting into the flexible stuff. Good. Big inhale up. Exhale down, cactus arms. I try to keep it kind of mellow. I don't know. Yesterday people were like, I can't keep up. So, I don't know. Cactus arms. And then go ahead and bring your arms behind your back. We're going to open up the clavicle here. Open up your chest. Big inhale and go ahead and lift your neck. So nice and open. And exhale, release. Big inhale. And exhale, release. One more time. Big inhale. Very good. And exhale, release. Go ahead and shake it out. All right, so now we're going to work on our core. We're going to do some core work. And so I do core work a little bit differently. Instead of us crunching for yesteryear, I really work on the inner abdominal muscles. So really building that strength from the inside out rather than the outside. Now, if you have excess fat around your midsection, it's because you're eating too much fat in your diet and you're not actually burning that off during the day. So if you eat too much fat in combination with your proteins and your carbs. It's mostly the fat though, because fat is for your long-term energy store. So if you've got a lot going on, you want to lower your fat and increase your cardio big time. All right, so we're going to work on zipping our abdomen. So go ahead and sit up straight. We're going to go ahead and zip starting at the very, very bottom of our pelvis there. We're going to zip up into that lower abdomen, up into our belly button, buttoning our belly button to our spine. Up, 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 up. And then we're going to go ahead and imagine there's a rubber band wrapped around your midsection. And then bring your diaphragm down. And then inhale in for 1, 2, 3, 4. I love those balloons. 5. Thank you. All right. So very good. Right? And release. Okay. So now we're going to do the same thing 4 more times. Go ahead and zip up all the way from the bottom. Contract that lower abdomen. Button that belly button to your spine. Go ahead and cinch that midsection, pulling your diaphragm down and holding in, vacuum in for 1, 2, 3. I love that balloon so much. 4. Thank you. 5. Oh my gosh. I'm like such a big kid. You have no idea. I love stuff like that. Thank you. Okay, so totally distracted and release. All right, here we go. Go ahead and zip all the way up from the bottom. Button that belly button to the spine. Imagine there's that rubber band. Pull it in even more, even more, even more. Diaphragm down for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. And release. Okay, cool. We got one more time. All right, so go ahead and zip it on up. Contract the abdomen. Pull yourself in even more, even more. Putting that diaphragm down. Buttoning the belly button in. Pulling in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and release. Whew. All right. I always love working on my abs. I really do. All right, here we go. We're going to do right leg, knee to chest. Big inhale and exhale. Big inhale and exhale. Big inhale and exhale. Big inhale and exhale. Very good. One more time. Big inhale and exhale. All right, left side. Big inhale and exhale. Big inhale and exhale. Right? Big inhale and exhale. Very good. Big inhale and exhale. One more time. Big inhale and exhale. All right, so now we are going to stand up. And remember, we're going to stand up very intentionally. So I'm going to move this. Okay, so here we go. We are going to put both of our feet flat on the floor. And so, because what we're actually going to be doing is we're going to be moving from our heels. So that's really where we're going to be firmly planted. We're going to be contracting our quadriceps, our hamstrings, and our glutes, as well as that lower abdomen as we shift our weight and contract and move up. So we're going to do that very intentionally, just transitioning from that sitting to standing. Most of the time we're very unconscious. We just get up, get down, instead of really being conscious of all of the muscle groups that are involved. So that's what we're going to do here. All right, so go ahead and get in your mental position. Go ahead and make sure both feet are flat. Contract your quads, contract your hamstrings, contract your lower abdomen, contract your glutes, shift your weight forward. Go ahead and contract. And remember, when you're pulling up, you're pulling everything up, everything up, everything up, everything up. You're not just kind of gradually getting up, but you're really pulling everything in. All right. Here we go. So now we're standing up. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our hips nice and opened up and loosened up. I'm going to do some kind of circle just because my hips are feeling a little funky. Right, so right circle, right leg circle, and 3, and 4, and 5. Very good. Left side. And 1. And 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. All right, we're gonna work on tree pose today. So we're gonna really work on building our balance and our stability. So tree from yoga, we're gonna have both of our feet, again, about hip widths apart. Our toes are going to be about parallel to each other, right? We're going to shift our weight though, on this end we're gonna do our left, right? So we're gonna shift our weight into our left side, but we're gonna keep everything in. So we're not just gonna let it all hang out. We're gonna keep our pelvis in, keep our abs in as we shift this weight, right? And then we're gonna take our right knee and we're gonna fold it out, right? We're gonna place the bottom of our foot on our leg, either below or above our knee. I'm gonna place mine below, and then we're gonna open this up. So we're really focused on opening up and also contracting and holding in. So open, contract in, and then we can take our arms up over our head, and we're gonna hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're not just gonna float on out, we're gonna close that hip, bring it down intentionally, and shake it out. All right, now we're gonna shift to the right side, do the same thing. So go ahead and shift your weight to the right side, go ahead and pull, and again, you can pull your foot all the way up if you would like, or you can keep it down below, but make sure it's either above or below your knee, keeping this pelvis in and stretched. And then when you're ready, and also your hands, you can put them, you can grow the tree, you can have by your sides, you can have a small child or a table, just make sure they don't move. All right, perfect. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, we're going to be very intentional, bringing our arms down, closing that hip, bringing it down. Very good. And shaking it out. All right, we're going to do a little bit of a squat here. So again, we're going to pull everything up, but we're going to go down these little tiny squats. Go ahead and move your feet just slightly in front of you, just so you have it. Remember, zip everything up, button, cinch, wrap it around, and we're gonna go down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really bring it up this last time. Very good. And relax. We're going to go ahead and work on our hamstrings and give a little bit of a stretch there. So big inhale onto the side. And exhale, we're going to go ahead and scoop our pelvis in, though. We're not just going to let it fling forward. We're going to scoop it in, and then we're going to go down and hold for 1, 2, 3. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. 4 and 5. So normally we roll up. In this instance, we're not going to. Instead, we're going to go into a 90-degree angle, arms up, hinge up. So we're still going to get that hinge action going. All right, we're going to go other side. Big inhale. Remember, zip everything up, everything in, cinching in, button that belly button to the spine, and go ahead and roll down and hold. And shake your head yes, shake your head no, and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, go ahead and come to that 90-degree, tucking that pelvis again, extending your arms out, and then hinging back up. Very good. Awesome. We're gonna go ahead and finish up with our calf raises. Go ahead and up, down for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. Circle, circle with the right foot. Circle, circle with the left foot. Circle, circle. Very good. All right. Grab a seat. Yay. We got through all that. Yay. Fun. All right. So that was a little bit of movement. So nothing crazy. Like, it's not designed to be like a HIIT workout or anything insane. It's just designed really to get some movement in your joints, to get a little bit of fluid going, to get your contraction going. I know for me, getting that brain into contracting whichever muscle that I want to contract. A lot of it's core, a lot of it's that lower ab. I'm constantly kind of trying to keep that up and zipped up from Pilates. So, all right, now we're going to move into our meditation. We're going to do a Kundalini meditation. So this is taken from Kundalini Yoga. If you're not familiar with Kundalini Yoga, I'll walk you through, no big deal. There's all different types of yoga. Kundalini is a very special type of yoga because it is the only type of yoga that it doesn't have a lot of the kind of asana, like all the postures, but it does have kriyas, right? So the kriyas have a combination of mudra, which is your hand position, mantra, which is what you speak, and then breath, which is however you breathe. In this prosperity meditation, the breath is very calm, relaxed, so nothing there. Eye position, eye gaze is going to be closed, but open just at like 10% slit, and you're going to stare at the tip of your nose. I know it is possible, right? The mudra is going to be like this. You're going to clap both of your hands, and the mantra is har, 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 har. So remember when we're doing that har, right? I'll show you. It's har, 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 right? So you're really using your abdomen as a pump, right? And that's what builds more of the personal power, but it builds more of the breath in your head. So just keep that in mind, right? I'm going to tune us in. So there's tune in Kundalini Yoga. The tune in tunes us into higher self. So I'll go ahead and take care of that for you. If you've never tuned in before, if you have and you want to tune in with me, feel free. We tune in with Om Namo Gurudev Namo, and then I'll do kind of a chant for protection, right? Okay, here we go. Oh, we do this for 5 minutes. I should say that. All right, cool. Big inhale and exhale. Big inhale and exhale. Big inhale, and I'm going to tune in. Namo Gurudev Namo. Namo Gurudev Namo. Namo Gurudev Namo. Ad Gudename Jugad Gudename Sad Gudename Sirgude Vedame. Ad Gudename Jugad Gudename Sad Gudename Sirgude Vedame. Ad Gudename Jugad Gudename Sad Gudename Sirgude Vedame. Perfect, that's our tune in. All right, so we've kind of matched our frequency where we need to go. Now we're gonna start in with our hars, just like so. I'll keep the time for us. Big inhale and begin. Har, 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 hurt, 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 heart, 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 heart. About a minute in. So we really want to make sure that the heart comes from the back of the throat to really be able to activate the parts of the brain that we need activated for different decision making and inspired action. So there's not a whole lot of woo-woo to this. It's mostly just maneuvering and vibrating different aspects of the brain, calming down that vagal nerve, which regulates fight or flight. So it's really about just optimizing your brain with your breath and your nervous system. So we'll just keep going and continue. Heart, 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 heart. Keep going. Really getting a groove. And really, again, having that pelvis go in and out, really pulling on your power, that third chakra, personal power, self-love, self-worth, self-acceptance, and self-appreciation are all third chakra, which allow us to give and receive from our heart chakra and allow us to powerfully communicate from our throat chakra to be able to see intuitively so that we know our direction. So we will continue for about another minute or so. So keep going. You can do anything for a minute and I will continue with you. Heart, 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 heart. Last 30 seconds. Keep it going. Heart, 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 heart. Very good. Big inhale. All the way to the top, hold root lock. So go ahead and grab your rectum, your sex organs, all the way up, buttoning that belly button up in, pulling everything in and sucking a little more air and a little more air and just a little more. And then slowly release, right? Nice and slow with control, right? So very, very good. And just kind of stay in the blessing, in the prosperity. generating all that Kundalini energy, right? Coming up from our root chakra all the way up into our crown. So that's always fun. I love all the breath in Kundalini Yoga. It's pretty amazing. All right. Wonderful. Now we have concluded our meditation portion. I'm going to probably work on a little bit of Breath of Fire with you guys too. Breath of Fire is more, again, it's really to build that personal power, and it's to build a lot of confidence within self. So often we we're fearful and we lack confidence and we lack security and comfort as to who we are, and we're always placating each other and, appeasing and self-abandoning and all the things. So Breath of Fire is a really good remedy to that, but also too, it stimulates a lot of energy. So if you're exhausted throughout the day, it's a good couple minute pick me up. We're only going to do it for a couple minutes though, because it is kind of intense, but I want to introduce it because I'm going to start kind of adding it in, because it's really powerful. It's almost like a preparatory to the prosperity meditation. Imagine this will it kind of gets the juice for your prosperity. So it gives you the mental courage and the fortitude that you need in order to carry out your manifestations. So we're doing a little opposite today, but it's okay. All right. So Breath of Fire is going to be in and out through the nose, no special eye position, but the breath is going to go in and out through your nose, and your abdomen's going to be like a pump. So, all right, so it's going to look something like this. So it is going to be some work. So if your abs are not, if you need some ab work, this is a really good ab workout. However, we're only going to do it for about a minute because, I don't want to hear everybody go, oh my God, I can't breathe. Because once we start to get into it, you will feel almost like you can't breathe, but remember, it's all about the mind, right? So the mind's going to tell you all kinds of crazy stuff, but really it's just building your personal power and your resilience. So it's a real mind trip. Anyway, so we're going to do this for a minute for today, just to kind of give you a little bit of a taste, and we'll work on it and build up to 3 and 5 minutes even. So, all right, big inhale and exhale. Big inhale and exhale. All right, and then big inhale, and then we're going to go out through the nose. So your abdomen is going to push the air out, and it's in and out through the nose, just like that. So all right, so we're going to do that for about a minute, right? So just so you get a taste of it, keep going, right? And begin or continue. And I'll try to find some copyright-free music. And inhale, keep going. Keep working it out. You're doing fine. It's great. Your mind is going to lie to you. Keep going. 15 more seconds. You got this. In and out. And inhale. And hold root lock. And grab your rectum, your sex organs, your abdomen, button your belly button to your spine. Hold it all in. Clamp down your diaphragm and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slow and controlled on the release. Nice and slow and controlled. I know it's thank God that's over. However, right? We just did a minute, right? So when we start to build on this, it's going to build incredible power. I know. Yeah, your mind is going to tell you can't breathe, right? But eventually, right, because what happens, right? You go to do something and your mind's like, that's crazy. I can't do that. And it starts to go crazy. It's the same thing, right? It's just happening in real time because your abdomen is all about personal power, self-love, self-worth. So any kind of cracks in there is going to show up, especially in your mind when you're doing that one. So we only did a minute. We're going to build up to 3 minutes, but it's actually what it does is it does jet fuel for your prosperity. So if we do it right before we do the prosperity meditation, it'll really build that warmth and build that energy and build our Kundalini frequency, so that when we go to do the prosperity meditation, it'll be like, so it'll like fast track our manifestation. So we'll start working on that. So I just want to introduce that. All right, so now we finished our movement, we finished our meditation, so no more movement, no more crazy breathing, no more weird chanting. We are going to move into journaling. And so we've been working with a prompt, who am I, right? And this who am I is really more for you to redefine yourself literally every day. And I want to show you how easy this is to create who it is you want to be, how it is you want to feel. Really, again, like every morning you should be waking up, well, not should, but I suggest you wake up and you're like, what experiences do I want to have today? Like, what do I want to make happen today? How do I want to create my life today, right? And instead of this drudgery or this stress or this whatever, right? We wake up more with joy, more with happiness, more with excitement, more with enthusiasm, almost like we're a kid in the candy store and we are getting to pick out the best candies for the day. So here's how we're going to do it. So we're going to go into self, and I do just a little mini intro into myself, and then I pull out 3 words, right? And I write those 3 words down, and then we're going to live into those 3 words, and we're going to journal into it. We're going to script. All right, so go ahead and hand on your heart. Big inhale. All right, I'm centered, I'm peaceful, and I'm productive. Centered, peaceful, and productive are my 3 words. I'm going to write those down. Write your own words, or you can borrow mine. It's okay. Centered, peaceful, and productive. And it's okay if it was the same ones as yesterday or they're different ones. There's really no rules. Again, you're waking up and you're choosing your day. So now I'm going to go, okay, so I'm centered, I'm peaceful, and I'm productive. All right, so now I'm going to write my experience of being, let's see, what is it? Centered. I can't remember it. Centered, right? Okay, so I'm very centered, so that's not a surprise, right? So, okay, here we go, right? So centered, right? So I go in and I'm going to write, right? So if I had the experience of being centered, right? So I give myself permission to have the experience of being centered. And as I'm centered, right? So I'm writing all this down. I'm just saying this to you, right? So you kind of have an example so you can write yourself, right? So as I am being, right, a state of centered, right? I'm grounded, I'm self-assured, I'm calm, I'm at ease. I feel warmth like around my head almost. I feel protected, I feel honored, I feel relaxed, I feel relieved, I feel calm, like I can breathe, right? So centered, right? So I'm centered. So however you want to feel, you can feel anything you want to feel, right? My suggestion would be to feel good things, right? Not necessarily feel bad things, but if you have to feel the bad things, I get it, right? I do recommend 2 types of journals in this class, a treasure journal and a trash journal. The trash journal is where we put all the trash, all the craziness, all the negativity, all the I can'ts, I won'ts, all the fears, right? And so we just jot it down. Also, too, it's a good vent, so it's good to get that stuff out, not hold on to it. So vomit everything in there, right? And then at the end, throw it away, burn it, bury it, whatever you do, right? And then your treasure journal, yes, is all of your treasures. It's all of your happiness, all of your joys, all of your creations, I'm centered, right? And all my conversations about what it feels like to be centered, and I feel the warmth, and I feel the comfort, and I feel the soothing, and I feel the peace, and I feel the love and the joy, and all of that from being centered, right? And then my second word I think was calm, right? So centered goes with calm, right? So if I'm choosing to be calm, right, then I'm feeling more at ease, I'm feeling more relaxed, I'm feeling more still, I'm feeling more at ease. Let's see. I'm feeling more safe, right? Um, Internally, I feel more relaxed when I am calm, right? My internal organs feel like they have less stress on them, right? So that's what I'm working into, and that's what I'm living into for this day, right? So centered and calm. And then my last word was productivity. So if I'm going to write about productivity, I'm going to write about everything that I need to get done gets done with ease. I have plenty of time. Oh my gosh, the abundance of time, the abundance of efficiency. Everything's just flowing. Time's on my side. All of those things which go into productivity, right? And then again, I'm visualizing this, but I'm writing it down and I'm really getting into it. Scripting is a really powerful tool, and I've used this tool many, many times in my life to be able to create, manifest, and really just generate the world that I want. So we take the words that, we want to experience. So let's say, so remember, there's an internal world and there's an external world, right? So my internal world are all my thoughts, all my feelings, all my physical, organs and all that, right? The external world, right, is people, places, situations, circumstances, and events, right? So there's 5 things that are typically outside of ourselves. So there's inside and outside, right? Just like the immune system, inside and outside, right? And so outside things, right, will trigger us to teach us things, right? And then if we use our emotions as a tool, right, not necessarily to be victimized by them, but rather go, okay, I don't like that experience. That experience triggered me. That experience didn't feel good, or that interaction didn't work for me. So what's there for me to clean up for me? What's there for me to be able to, let's say, rewrite, right? Let's say I don't like how something goes. There's something that's affecting me either mentally or emotionally. And so I'm going to look at that and I'm going to say, okay, what is missing, the presence of which would make a difference in this area, right? So I'm thinking about a particular stress, and I think something that would make this better is appreciation, right? So I'm looking for appreciation and maybe some acknowledgement too, if I'm really honest with myself. So if I look at appreciation and acknowledgement, I can actually give that to myself. So let me go ahead and do that. I give myself permission to acknowledge myself, and it's okay. I give myself permission to choose acknowledgement, and it's okay. I acknowledge myself, and it's okay. I am acknowledged. I am acknowledged. I am appreciated. I give myself permission to choose appreciation, and it's okay. I give myself permission to feel appreciated, and I choose that now for myself, and it's okay. And I accept what comes with appreciation, and it's okay. And I remove any fear or lack or any confusion around thoughts and feelings of appreciation, and it's okay. And so notice I'm going to keep doing that, right, until I am able to find some resolve within myself. And I'll notice that my mind will kind of stop going to it, right? And I will get more really enthusiastic with kind of how I'm feeling. And so that external situation, that person, place, situation, circumstance, or event no longer has power. Pretty much what you're doing is you're actually taking your power back, right? Because when we get triggered, we inevitably give our power away. We give our emotional reaction, we give our expression, we give something, right? And so if we give that, we actually give our power away. And most people aren't worth that, quite honestly. And so we disconnect disconnect from that, and then we give. Again, people, place, situation, circumstance, or event, they're all treated the same, right? You're the one who puts more emphasis on a person rather than a thing, right? So it's just, we're meaning making machines, and we make meaning out of everything. So we just have to go there. And the more creative you are, the more meanings you're going to make. So there is that, right? All right, so back to the grind. We're journaling, we're creating. And so now that we've done that work, how do we want to experience our day? So just take a few minutes to write about how you want to experience your day. Is it a flow? Is it a groove? Who are you meeting? Who are you hanging out with? Who are you having fun with? All those things, right? Just really kind of lay it all down. Notice I didn't say, hey, Majestic. Notice I didn't say how much work you're going to get done and how stressful it's going to be. No, I said, how is your day going to go? And I want you to just write it all down, beginning to end, like it is a movie script, right? And so you get to write the movie of your life every single day through this process of scripting. It's just a discipline and a habit. And I promise you that if you stay consistent with it, you'll begin to see some of the magic that happens when you start to change your mind, right? So it's all about changing your mind, changing your focus, shifting your emotional state, right? So that you're able to make different decisions, and those decisions that are more in alignment with what you want and less in alignment with what you don't want. So sometimes just knowing is half the battle. And so journaling also helps flush out that subconscious mind, getting things on paper, right? So let's say if you approach the journal and you open it up and it's like blank. Like, I don't know what to write, right? So you want to ask yourself, right? So if you knew what to write, what would it be, right? And so you're going to start to challenge, right? Because that is actually a defense mechanism. When you open up the book and it says, nope, lock it down. We're not talking, you know? So we want to make sure that that part of ourself that wants to hold on to that recognizes that we're safe, recognizes that it can hold on to it, whatever it is, people, place, situation, circumstance, or event, it can hold on to it for dear life, and you're not going to take it from it. Instead, you're going to nourish it, you're going to love it, you're going to accept it, you're going to honor it, you're going to see it for what it is, right? And then only if and when you are truly ready, you're going to actually release it. But if you notice that you're like really holding on to something and clenching down, don't try to force it, because remember, we're going to do first do no harm. We want to be gentle. We want to be more acknowledgement. Also, too, you don't want to push things away. So let's say you see some not so nice things about yourself, because guess what? We're all human, right? You don't want to just put the shades down and go, nope, don't see it, not it, right? Because that would be denial, and that would be compartmentalizing, and that's not healthy. It builds dis-ease, right, which goes into a pathology. So we're not going to do that. Instead, right, what we're going to do is all these big, raw, difficult, stressful, sometimes non-articulating feelings, we're going to work through them slowly but surely. Sometimes they're just a thing, right? Sometimes they're just a blob. We don't even know, because there's so many emotions all kind of garbled up into one, and that's okay. Sometimes it's like a ball of string that we need to kind of, okay, I grabbed onto anger. Okay, I grabbed onto sorrow. Okay, disappointment. You know, so it may take you a little bit to kind of pick through, you know, some of the emotions. If you were just totally disconnected with your emotions, you're like, what is this lady talking about? I haven't felt anything since God only knows what. You may need to do some tapping to kind of open that up. That's part of your bioenergetic frequency. So bioenergetic frequency is below your kind of cellular level. It's really your protons, neutrons, electrons, that electrical charge, that current back down with those little atoms way back when, you know. And so all of that energy, you know, can be stagnated. We can also, though, have dopamine hijacking as well. So we can can have all kinds of nervousness, anxiety, blood sugar, dysregulation issues, amino acid deficiencies. I can go on and on and on and on about the physical body. So taking care of your physical body, not just your mental and emotional body. So sometimes we get really fascinated with just our mental and our emotional body. We neglect our physical bodies because we get so cathartic with all the feelings. The feelings are so big, right? And so we went from I don't feel anything to now I feel everything, right? And the all feels everything. We need to tone down our nervous systems, right? We're very, very, very sensitive. And so with that, doing Epsom salt baths, having little bowls around your home of sea salt to kind of pull in some of that negative energy, putting some peppermint essential oil in your palm, doing 2 circles to activate it, rubbing it together, cleansing your aura. That is really powerful. White sage also, you can smudge yourself. Palo Alto as well is also a purifier as well. Not as much for the body, but more for the home. And so those are some really good tools as well, just in case you've got stuff that needs to move. Also, music helps too. So, if you've got an emotion that's really kind of stuck, if you will, that you just can't move from one place to another, sometimes going into meditation, sometimes going into chants can help move some of that energy. We do that a lot in ceremony, plant medicine ceremonies, when we're trying to move energies, that are really kind of stuck and dark and dense and whatnot. All right, cool, spirit fingers. All right, so I think we have completed our, I love that. We've completed our journaling. So hopefully you've gotten everything out that you need to get out. Now we're going to really take all of that we have generated, and we're going to bring it into our day. So first things first, if we've got a lot of tasks that we need to get accomplished, go ahead and dump that down on a piece of paper. I like to put them in buckets. Different buckets mean different things. I got a health bucket, I've got a husband bucket, I've got a school bucket, I've got a patient bucket, I've got a CEO bucket, I've got all these different buckets, right? So I'm going to have all these buckets going, and I'm going to have these lists under these buckets. But when I go to my schedule, which is blank right now, I am going to prioritize and put myself first. So my meals, my meal prep, my water, my breaks, me goes in my schedule first, because again, prioritizing self. A lot of people, especially mommies, aren't going to want to do that. They're going to want to put their babies first. Don't do that, because then you teach your babies to do that too. Don't want to do that, right? And so you don't want to raise narcissists either, but you also want to make sure that you leave room and space for yourself, because if you don't, trust me, they will run you ragged and dry and plead you all kinds of things. So let's start the day with a little bit of boundary and priority. So we're going to put ourselves in our day first, right? And then there's a couple of strategies. We can look at our list and go, okay, I've got a little bit more bandwidth in the morning, so I'm going to do, something that's a little bit more difficult in the morning, right? There's a strategy to do something that's more difficult first to get it out of the way. Or there's another strategy where you kind of get some small things that you knock out and you build that positive momentum, and then through that positive momentum you go. So it just really depends on you and how you motivate yourself. I can kind of do either one. I really much check with myself every day, and I go, okay, how do I want this to be? Do I really want to tackle this right now, or do I not? And then I do it in blocks. So I use a Pomodoro technique. If you're not familiar with Pomodoro, it's pretty much just a timer. And so I have it on my computer. I say, okay, you know what, this particular assignment is going to, this project is going to take me 2 hours, right? So I'm going to break it up maybe into 2 1-hour blocks or 4 30-minute blocks, or however I'm going to do it. And so with my Pomodoro, I'll start the clock. It'll be for 25 minutes. So after 25 minutes, it'll stop. I'll stand up, take a break. I will stretch, I'll get some water, I'll go to the bathroom, I'll do something other than, scroll on my phone for a little bit. I get my mind completely out of whatever it is I was doing, and then I come back to it for another focused 25 minutes. That 25 minutes, I'm not thinking about other things. I'm not doing other things. I'm not multitasking. I'm not talking on the phone. I'm not doing any of those things, but focusing on that one task. So even if my mind is like, wait a second, I've got to do this, I just jot it down during that time, because that time is really just strictly focused on the one task that I'm going to get complete. Now, I like to so if I have a project, I like to have a lot of like tasks in there, even if these are automatic. The reason I do that is because sometimes if my mind is like wandering, or I'm not able to focus, I've got something on my mind or whatever, I need to really bring my mind back to focus and center. And so a list of like all the steps that a project has in it. So if I'm like loading in a client or something like that, I'm onboarding somebody, then, I'm looking at what their workload is like, and then I'm going to partition it per the day. And so again, I'm focused on that one assignment at a time. If kind of new ideas come up, I'll jot them down, but it's really about retraining my mind to come back to center and come back to center and come back to center. And sometimes emotionally, it'll be uncomfortable because the mind wants to disassociate. The mind wants to wander off. The mind doesn't want to look. The mind doesn't want to see. For whatever reason, there's some incongruency there. And so again, I'm retraining my mind, not letting my mind run around the block on a leash, right? I'm also maybe do some lo-fi music just to kind of allow my nervous system a little bit of rest. I may diffuse some lavender to calm myself down. I may also drink some tea, maybe some tea with a little bit of magnesium in it, just again to kind of get my nervous system calmed down into a place where I can sit and focus on one task and one task alone for that 25 minutes until that timer goes off. And then I'm going to give myself a little rest and a break, regroup of what I need to get done, check my list, and then start again for another 25 minutes. And I may only focus on that one project, right? Remember, because we talked about the project is 2 hours, I may only focus on those 2 Pomodoros in a 1 hour chunk, and then give myself a break from the project entirely that day, right? Because it's not about forcing, it's about power. We want to come from a place of power, right? Personal power, zip everything up, button everything in, pull it all in, even more personal power, right? And then self-worth, right? Which is just being, right? And when you learn to be, right, and you learn to love yourself in that moment of being, right, you're unstoppable. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anything external, people, place, situation, circumstance, or event, because they have no agency over you, because you are a sovereign being. So that's a good, affirmation. I am a sovereign being. I am a sovereign being. I pull back all of my energy from all those who have taken or I've willfully given away to. I pull that all back to myself because I am a sovereign being. So I give myself permission to pull all my energy back from all the people, good or bad, positive, negative, doesn't really matter. I'm just going to pull it all back, pull it all back, pull it all back. And then I give back to the line what is not mine. I don't want to hold on to anybody else's stuff, and I don't want to have to burden through it, and I don't want to have to pull it together for them. I got all my own things I got to work on. So I'm just going to give back to the line and give back to whomever that decided that they were not big enough to handle whatever they were trying to handle. And so I know that they can handle it. So I'm going to give it right back to them for them to handle, right? Because I'm busy over here, being centered, being calm, being productive, having fun, teaching classes, playing with the birds and the all the butterflies. Yay! Yes, exactly. All right. So nice. I think we're about good. We're complete. How you feel? So yay. We're just going to pull everything back, zip everything up. If you can squeeze it today, squeeze it, right? I'm always into just squeezing things and keeping things nice and tight and fit and thinking, fit thoughts. So that way, we continue to drink more water. We continue to fuel ourselves, getting in our protein, making sure that we are eating well, making sure we're feeling well, making sure we're energized. Remember, nobody's going to come and save you, my friend. Nobody, not even the slightest, not even your partner, unfortunately. You have to save yourself. And so this is a part of the practice of you saving yourself every single day. And so you get to decide every single day how your day gets to go for you. You get to choose. You're not a victim to your experience. You may feel helpless, you may feel powerless, you may feel helpless, you may feel all those things, right? But remember, a feeling, right, can be shifted if you start to look at your thoughts. You start to look at your thoughts, then you look at your intention, right? We know that having is evidence of wanting, so we accept whatever it is, right? We love it for what it is. We acknowledge it, we honor it because it served us for the period of time that we served, that we needed it to serve us. However, it serves us no more to be the burden for the world, to be the emotional, barren for everyone else. And so we're not going to do that anymore. Instead, we're going to give back to everyone else their emotional discomforts, and we are going to really create a space where if they want to communicate, they can, and otherwise we're going to be in love, we're going to be peace, we're going to be calm, we're going to be centered, we're going to be productive, and we're going to get our day going. So thank you guys for joining me for Morning Flow. Again, Dr. Steele today. I have Intro to Holistic Medicine as well. So if you're in that class, we will be talking about bias, all different aspects of bias. We'll be talking about superiority bias, confirmation bias, authority bias, all the things. We'll talk about motivational interviewing because we use motivational interviewing as a way to create a space for communication without coercion, without all of the manipulation, but rather more an empowering conversation to really lead people to a place of their own liberation. So we'll talk about that, and then we'll get started on subjective data, and I'll give you your assignment for that's due on Saturday. And so we're going to be looking at, what happens when your lab tests say that everything's normal, but you're still having symptoms and you still feel bad. That's really what we're going to get into. We're going to get into all the subjective nuance symptoms, and you're just going to be blown away at all of the symptoms associated with nutrient deficiencies. I mean, pages and pages and pages of symptoms I'm going to read off to you that are directly tied to nutrient deficiencies that you could actually be having. So even if you're not in the class, definitely join us. It is on my events calendar, so you can register for that. Also, to join my community, we do have a holistic hypertension class on Thursday. Again, it's a one-day kind of master class. It's about an hour and a half. And so you can register for that class. Links in the bio, and you'll get the replay after it's done. I will stream it live. Same thing too, if you still want to register for Intro to Holistic Medicine, it's a self-paced course, so you can really register and start any time. I'll kind of work everybody in, and there is a form in the bio to be able to register for that. So wonderful. I've had a pleasure leading you guys this morning. Another beautiful, incredible, amazing, loving, fantastic day. And I just hope that